Joining us right now is Stephen Cook. He is a Fortune 50 CMO who is here at TiEcon doing a lot of interesting things. Before we get into what you're doing, Stephen, let's talk a little bit about what the marketing landscape is like for technology companies, because I believe that's really mostly your focus. I know you've done some consumer products as well. Talk a little bit about what happens in marketing for startups. Is that sort of an afterthought, or is that becoming more and more something that founders are paying attention towards?
It's going through a transformation right now, just like business is going through a transformation. Traditionally, tech companies started with product, built it, and then just hoped that there was a market that was scalable and monetizable. I think what startup founders and what VCs have learned over time, particularly in technology, is you have to start with the user, work backwards. We're living, as we heard from Shantanu Narayan, the CEO chairman of Adobe this morning, we're living in the age of the consumer experience. So you have to work back from what you are trying to build to delight and surprise and deliver what your customer wants. So I think marketing is becoming much more essential at the start of product development. My background, as you said, in consumer products like Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, that's the way we always operated. Tech companies traditionally have separated marketing, brand marketing from product marketing. They were separated and siloed, and I think smart tech companies, Apple is a great example. It's often used, probably too much, but they have understood the human experience from the very beginning, and that's why their products are loved around the world.
Right, I mean, we often talk about branding being sort of the root that holds together marketing and user experience and sales and so on and so forth in pretty much any business. How would you describe the importance of branding today for young startup companies? Are they paying attention to this enough?
I can't categorically answer if they're paying attention to it, but I think founders understand the importance of having a brand that communicates as simply and quickly as possible what it is your product does. There's so much clutter, we're bombarded with messages. In the digital MarTech space, there are 4,000 different products out there, right, with a lot of duplication. So if you want to be even considered and looked at, you've got to communicate quickly and succinctly. And in my practice, what I do is I help founders tell their story and tell their story in a compelling way to specific target groups as quickly as possible.
Founders are usually just passionate about what they know, whatever product they're putting out there, and they can tell you their story. However, when you're talking about branding, we're dealing with almost artistic elements, and there's a lot of psychology behind it as well. How do you bridge that gap? How do you get them to see this side of the world?
Well, if you read Lean Startup, one of the initial chapters talks about taking your hypothesis, building a minimum viable product, and before you actually start to commit a lot of money and time, go out and talk to your potential customers. So that's what I do with founders. I take them to prospects. We don't sell. We go there to listen and to look at what their operations are, what their business model is, what their consumers need, and then we work back from that. So the way I get an engineer founder, who I typically work with, out of their nose to the grindstone, thinking about code, thinking about hardware, to pull them back from that, I bring them to the people that are going to be buying that product someday before we get too far down the road.
Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing here at TiE. I know you're sporting this brand new cap. Talk a little bit about what this new cap is about and this red and white logo I see up there.
Sure. So this is actually fairly historic. I'm a charter member in the Atlanta chapter, which is a very, very strong chapter. We've got great leadership, great board. And I've been an active charter member for several years, and I volunteered when Vank asked for people with global brand marketing experience to help refresh all of the iconography. So we've been doing this work for the last 6 months. We presented it to the Board of Trustees and the chapter presidents and executive directors yesterday, and they loved it, and they said, how soon can we start? And we said, well, now we've got to finish the brand identity guide and the website, but they literally wanted to start implementing it tomorrow. So this is the new iconography that is going to be revealed to the TiEcon audience tomorrow afternoon in a video, so hopefully you'll be there. This is a sneak peek. The world has not seen it yet, but they will see it tomorrow. And starting at the end of this calendar year, all 61 chapters and the new chapters will start to adopt and use this new iconography, which was designed to communicate the vibrancy and the fact that we are the world's largest entrepreneurial network. That's what this little globe symbolizes. But to take us into the next 25 years, it's more youthful, it's more energetic, it's a much more contemporary look and feel. And we've extended this to everything online and offline that TiE will be expressing itself on.
And before I let you go, 3 words to describe TiE, and you only get to pick 3 adjectives.
Paying it forward.
All right, that works too. Thank you so much, Stephen Cook, CMO and branding extraordinaire here at TiEcon. We'll see you again next time.